guys, if you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Okay guys, it is Sunday, July 7th, and we're going to just pick up where we left off in the last video. There's no Q post for tonight, but there's lots of Q news as usual. So let's get to it. All right, well, let's head on over here, and we're just picking up from where we left off. Now, first thing, we're going to get into this whole thing that is happening right now, and it's going viral, which I don't understand. It's the most childish thing I've ever seen and ignorant thing I've ever seen. This of food tampering. There was the video of the woman, and she was licking ice cream and then putting it back. Well, there are all sorts of imitators now, and it is absolutely going viral. So let's just take a look at that, and please, you guys, when you go to the store, make sure whatever you get is sealed, because you don't know if somebody, you know, some teenager or young person, or at least it's only been young people so far, but that doesn't mean it could be anybody, and they are having an absolute blast with this. They are recording themselves doing it and uploading it to social media. So they think it's hysterical. So please make sure, don't buy ice cream that is not sealed. Don't buy anything that is not sealed or that someone could just open and tamper with, because they seem to think it's hysterical, and you don't want whatever they have. And not only that, I don't really appreciate anybody spitting in my food or licking it. Or burping on it, as we will see in a minute. All right, let's just dive right in here. And sorry, I'm just, this seems to have been uploaded, and I just want to click this and tweet it and be done with it. All right, so let's go back here. And it says, this from Summit News, new trend of tampering with food products and putting them back going viral. No pun intended there. You might catch a virus, you just don't know. This person, oh, Sammy, she's sleeping, and he's sleeping, and he reached out and he's trying to hit the little water bottle off the desk here so that it won't be handy for me to spray him. He's very smart. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you don't want any viruses that anyone has, so and it is going viral. Welcome back to Clown World, and here this person's tampering with ice cream, putting it back. This person's licking it, and this person took a swig of mouthwash, spit it back into the bottle, and put it on the shelf. Not sure, they have a very different, you know, term for humor or idea of what is humorous than I do. And I have a very good sense of humor, but do not consider that humorous. I don't find harming anybody else. If it's something that's not harming anybody, then sure, it can be funny, but this is harming somebody. A new trend where people tamper with food, licking it or half consuming it before putting it back in the container is going viral. Yes, really. Last week, a woman in the city of Lufkin, eastern Texas, was filmed in a branch of Walmart opening an ice cream tub, licking it, and then placing it back in the freezer. Yeah, and that caused Bluebell to have to recall a whole bunch of ice cream, which is awful. They wasted all this ice cream. It's just, you know, it's not only harming the person that might get it, but it's harming the company, because they want to be responsible. They have to recall all this food, and it's wasted, and it's not fair. Says, what kind of psychopathic behavior is this? I'd like to know that myself. Police said they had identified the woman via surveillance camera footage, and she now faces a second-degree felony charge of tampering with a consumer product with a punishment of up to 20 years in jail. So, you know, if you have kids or grandkids that might think this is funny, you need to warn them that it carries a very stiff penalty. And it does. And if they're uploading it to social media, you betcha somebody's going to know who they are. Another clip shows what appears to be a transgender individual taking a swig of mouthwash before spitting it back in the bottle and walking away. Honestly, who is raising these monsters? A third person who goes by the name Shawn Mendes on Twitter had his friend film him scooping out a chunk of ice cream with his hand before putting it back in the freezer. Mendes subsequently posted a video of an apparent visit he received from police officer. Good. I started the trend of opening products without buying them, he later bragged. YouTuber James Charles later criticized Mendes, tweeting, "Imagine licking ice cream or vandalizing a store because you need attention and likes on Twitter, LOL." Where's the God reset meme when you need it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, we do need a God reset. Absolutely we do. Now, there's more of this, believe it or not. And I'm sure you do, because why would I lie? All right, let's go back here. And let's go to this. Okay, time for this. Come on. Took three sprays to get him to move. I hate doing that, but he just won't learn. All right. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Woman seen licking ice cream in viral video faces up to 20 years in prison. And well, she should. She cost the company a lot of money and a lot of headache. And the people that own these places had to, take all that kind of ice cream off their shelves and send it back or throw it out. I guess they would have thrown it out, not sent it back. A woman is facing up to 20 years in prison for tampering with a consumer product after a video of her opening a gallon of Bluebell ice cream, licking it, then putting it back into the grocery store freezer went viral on social media. According to Bluebell staff, recognized where the malicious act of food tampering took place. Bluebell said they removed all the tin roof gallons of ice cream from the freezer of the San Antonio Walmart out of an abundance of caution. The safety of our ice cream is our highest priority, and we work hard to maintain the highest level of confidence of our customers. And Bluebell is the most fantastic ice cream ever. I miss that about the South. I really, really do. I shouldn't be eating ice cream anyway because I have problems with my blood sugar, but yeah, I used to love it. Okay, the safety, okay, we are grateful to the customers who alerted us and provided us with information. Police are confident that they have identified the woman from surveillance video and will be issuing the arrest warrant shortly. Good. That's all I have to say. Good. Now, let's go back here and I don't think that we need to look at this. This is police say they have identified the viral Bluebell ice cream liquor and charges will be filed. And that's really what we've seen already. We don't need to rehash that, but let's take a look at this. This is another one. Now, of course, she's not, it says, seriously, these feminists are messed up, and these classless, nose ring wearing piggies are the same ones who scream, "My body, my choice," but don't even have the decency to keep their noxious breath off our food, vile hypocrites. Let's look at this lovely young lady. Yeah. Let's look at what she's doing.
Burp on your zesty salsa. Burp on your mashed potatoes. I bet you wish you could buy all the products that I just burped on, huh? Too bad. I know that sounds so stupid.
Now, okay, granted, the food is in its package and she's burping on them. Okay, it's not going to, ruin the product, but it's just the fact of why does she think that this is so, humorous. It's not. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't get it. If this is supposed to be funny, and I have a really good sense of humor. If it was funny, yeah, I'd laugh. It's not. It's disgusting. You can tell the liberal women just by the way they dress and they behave, because they're all like this. They're trying to compete with each other to see who can be the most far out, the most unfeminine, the most disgusting human beings. Yeah, well, I'd say she's got a good chance of winning the most, but probably not. There's probably some more out there that could be even more disgusting. So let's go on here. I think we've seen enough of that. I know, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Okay, let's look at this. No, seriously, let's look at it. Prepare to be angry. Report 35,000, that's right, 35,000 more Africans on way to the U.S. via South America. Sure, come on in. The U.S. is open for business, I guess. What are they going to do when the whole world's there? Everybody's in America, but nobody's anywhere else. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why this is not being dealt with. They just keep coming. A report from the Center for Immigration Studies indicates another 35,000 African migrants are on their way to the United States. Oh, goody. Can anyone say snowbola? Or all the other viruses that have suddenly turned up? And now Kenya has an outbreak of the plague. That's right, spreading rapidly, the plague. According to CIS, Todd Bensman, I don't know. Sometimes I should just get up and give up and not talk. Like the proverbial bulge in the belly of the snake, usually high numbers of non-Latino migrants, obviously not from Central America, are now reportedly passing from Colombia through Panama on their way to the U.S. southern border. Their numbers range to tens of thousands, whose vanguards we have already seen at the U.S. southwest border in recent months: Cameroonians, Ghanaians, and Congolese, Haitians, Cubans, and some from the Middle East. Word of their successful entries into the United States this year clearly reached home countries, because now a swell numbering as many as 35,000 is on an infamous migrant passage through which migrants have long funneled from South America to North America, the Darien Gap. I am told this by two eyewitnesses who have just returned from the Colombian-Panama region on either side of the gap. One of them is Panama-based author and freelance journalist Chuck Holton, who just visited the Colombian side in the frontier border town of Turbo, which is notorious as a migrant staging area for U.S.-bound migrants to be smuggled through the Darien Gap passage into Panama. The other source is Diane Edrington, a Mississippi-based nurse practitioner who has worked for years as a Panama Missions volunteer and who has just returned from camps I visited in December on the Panama side of the Darien Gap. Holton tells Bensman the word is out on U.S. sanctuary cities. They have some level of understanding of what a sanctuary city is. If we can get to one of those, they won't mess with us. They won't get us out, he said, according to the CIS report. A lot of these guys obviously do not qualify for asylum, Holton says. When they talk to me, they don't have a problem telling me it's for economic benefits, to get a better job, to have a better life. The report comes on the heels of waves of Africans coming to the U.S. via Mexico. The Epic Times, Charlotte Cuthbertson, was in a name of a place I can't pronounce, Mexico, on Friday, and filmed a mob of Haitians trying to get visas to pass through the country to get to the United States. Yeah, and here are, excuse me, gotta take aim here. He's too smart for me. He knows that spray won't hit him all the way over there. Well, the sound you hear is my cat getting into something that I just bought. Yes, he's getting into the packaging. All right. Let me see here if I can change this. All right, that worked. Okay. All right. A lot of these migrants are from Haiti and Africa, Cuthbertson narrates, and we just talked to someone who works in the facility, and he said about on average 1,500 more people come in each day, and about 500 go out, she said. Cuthbertson said the center is getting pretty swamped. She said she talked to some of the Haitian immigrants, or migrants rather, who had moved to Venezuela, but due to terrible conditions there, they're now U.S. bound. Everyone's goal is to come to the U.S., Cuthbertson said. Video released by Customs and Border Protection shows Africans and Haitians crossing the Rio Grande River and strolling into America. The agency has since deleted the video. Many migrants could be seen arriving in designer clothes, toting luggage and backpacks with their kids in tow. And we can tell that some of these migrants are not poor. And wherever they're coming from, I'm not just talking about Africa, but because some of them truly are poor, but a lot of them, like they have iPhones, the latest iPhone, and things that a lot of Americans can't afford. Designer clothes, all sorts of things, and kind of makes me wonder because, of course, once they get in, they're given, food and shelter. I know lots of people are complaining about the so-called migrant camps on the U.S. side, but these people are coming willingly across the border and they're getting free food and a free bed. So, which is more than some of them had. And if they want to complain, then they shouldn't come. They should stay and do it legally. I don't have a lot of sympathy, and I am one of those bleeding hearts. I really am. Like I feel for everyone, and I want to help everybody, and I often do so to my own detriment. But I don't feel sorry for them because I have been through the immigration process and did it legally, and I don't have much sympathy for someone who doesn't, because there's a legal way to do it, and that's how it should be done. Yeah. Anyway. So just, brace yourself because they're bringing in diseases. They're not properly vetted. They're not properly screened. And, their screening consists of pointing a temperature gun at their head, which they may not be showing symptoms yet. So they could still be carrying the virus, but not showing symptoms. So, sure, let them pass on, give it to an American. Because, it doesn't seem like the Democrats want to keep the Americans safe. They're just concerned about the illegals. And why? Because the illegals are going to vote for them. And they want power. They don't care about the rest of America. They care about their own pocketbooks and power. That's it. That's all they care about. And you and I both know that. All right, let's go back here and let's look at this. No, really. Let's. Homeland Security announces results of international operation targeting weapons traffickers. So this is good news. Miami, Matthew T. Albence, Deputy Director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and Anthony Salisbury, Special Agent in charge of ICE Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, Miami, announced the results of an international weapons trafficking operation with law enforcement partners in Argentina and Brazil. The international operation resulted in a total of 25 arrests and 53 search warrants executed in 3 countries. Over the course of the operation, law enforcement seized 5,300 firearms and components, 167 explosives, ordnances, and 15 silencers from the transnational criminal organization. HSI Miami initiated the investigation into the TCO smuggling large quantities of weapons, parts, and accessories from the U.S. to Argentina and Brazil. The TCO exploited the U.S. Postal Service by illegally exporting weapons, parts, and ammunition regulated by the International Trafficking in Arms regulations without the proper State Department licenses. Since the inception of the investigation, several HSI offices, as well as Argentina and Brazilian authorities, have conducted multiple search warrants and arrests, netting significant quantities of firearms, firearm parts, and more than $100,000 in cash. Joining Albans and Salisbury in announcing the results were Tony Gonzalez, first assistant U.S. attorney to the Southern District of Florida, Commandant Martin Mielicki, Argentina National, whatever that is, it's in Spanish, attaché for the Brazil Federal Police, and Vladimir Rojo, Assistant Postal Inspector in charge in Miami, and Diane Sabatino, Director of Field Operations for U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Miami. This is good news, very good news, because they are doing their job and making arrests. All right, now we're going to get out of there and we're going to go back here and we're going to look at this because we are. Now, Texas, Texas border point of entry closed after threat of second migrant rush. Brownsville, Texas, the threat of a rush by migrants seeking asylum led to the temporary closure of a local port of entry Thursday. The shutdown follows one day after authorities closed operations at a separate bridge where migrants rushed the gates. Some claimed they were being extorted by Mexican immigration officials. The new incident took place Thursday at the Gateway International Bridge when authorities received information about a group of Cuban migrants who could attempt to cross the border by force. The threat led to the deployment of CBP officers and crowd control measures. After a temporary shutdown, CBP officers reopened the bridge to regular traffic. So there you go. Close to 300 migrants are sleeping in and around the National Bridge on the Mexican side. The migrants have all been given a number to cross into Texas to request asylum. Soon after the initial incident, Mexican authorities ordered the migrants to vacate the area. A group of Mexican military forces and federal police arrived at the scene in case the situation escalated. Some of the migrants who had been at the bridge claimed Mexican immigration officials were demanding between $2,000 and $5,000 US from those wishing to skip the queuing protocol. The migrants claimed that at times Mexican authorities would not allow any with a number to cross, to let individuals without a number to bypass the line. One day before the shutdown in Brownsville, a group of migrants at the Reynosa Hidalgo International Bridge tried to rush, leading a large deployment of CBP officers to seal the area. So there you go. I don't know, the border situation, you know, part of me says, oh, it can't get any worse. And part of me thinks, oh, yes, it can, because it seems like every day it's getting worse. And I don't know. I have to believe that this is on purpose, because I think that someone is paying for these people to come here, especially those from the Congo and from very, very poor nations. And you can tell that they haven't walked. You can tell. I mean, I saw a picture of these two Mexican ladies that were each at least 100 to 150 pounds overweight. And don't tell me that they walked from Honduras, because I don't believe it. All right, now let's go on here, trying to get as much in as I can. And this says important, so it probably is, or maybe it isn't. But let's say it is and check it out. I can't remember now. Oh, yes. Oh, this is of utmost importance. This from Jimmy Falk. Photos. I think that you'll find these very, very interesting. Barack Obama looks very annoyed. The young Asian girl doesn't look good. Just an observation. Now, look at this. This is, I believe this is George Clooney. That's definitely Obama. And there's a little Asian girl in the boat. And let's look at the next picture. And there she is again. And Obama is looking a little concerned. And George Clooney seems to be either unbuttoning his pants or doing them up. What's that about? As if I didn't know. And there he is. Obama doesn't look all that whatever, but this poor little Chinese girl looks horrible. It looks like her one eye is swollen shut. She just does not look good at all. And I pray that she's still alive. Although I have my doubts, because there can't be a logical explanation as far as I'm concerned. It's just odd. And to me, it's a little odd to see two men in a boat with suits on, dressed pretty much the same with a white shirt and a suit. That's a little odd if you ask me. Do you go out in the boat with your suit on? I'm saying men. I mean, I guess women could go out in a boat with a suit on, but who would do that? Really? Who has a suit on out in a boat? Just saying, it's a little weird. And here again, we have a picture. And I guess that's it. Now, what do you think could be an explanation for this? Because I can't think of one. I really can't. And I don't think there's any more. Yes, well, here's a picture, but calm down, everyone. It's from a trip to Italy last month. No, because first of all, that's not the same suit that he has on. This does look like a Chinese girl, but I'll tell you, there was another picture of someone that was running the boat, and I don't know where that is, and there wasn't all these people in that boat. So, okay, maybe it was from the trip to Italy, but he was in those two men were in the boat with a little Chinese girl and the guy that was running the boat. Why? I have a hard time believing that. But anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you that because to me, it's just a little odd. Okay, it's a lot odd. And, oh yes, let's look at this. Yes. While we're on the subject of migrants, Cory Booker escorts 5 migrants across U.S. border to thwart Trump admin policies. Now, does he know that's against the law and that he's running for president of the U.S. He's got about as much chance of that as an octopus winning the Nobel Peace Prize. But he's breaking the law flagrantly. Unbelievable. Presidential candidate Senator Cory Booker escorted 5 migrants seeking refugee status across the border in order to thwart immigration enforcement policies of the Trump administration. Sabrina Singh, the national press secretary for the Booker campaign, announced the effort on her social media account on Wednesday. News today: Cory Booker crossed the U.S. border from Juarez to El Paso with FAMs together to help escort 5 asylum seekers and to try to prevent them from being sent back to Mexico. Well. All right. Booker said to reporters that he believed their asylum claims were legitimate based on the fears of sexual violence and the violence they had already experienced. Out of concern for the asylum seekers' safety, we did not make this event public until now, tweeted Singh. They didn't make the event public because they didn't want anybody to stop them. But I forgot. They think we're all stupid. Cory was able to observe the crossing interactions with federal immigration authorities and see the disastrous impact of President Trump's cruel immigration policy. This is not President Trump's cruel immigration policy. It's the law. And it was the law before Trump. It's just nobody enforced it. Cory was able to observe the crossing interactions, blah, blah, blah. Booker accused President Donald Trump of taking a broken situation and making it much, much worse. A Quinnipiac poll published Tuesday of the Democratic presidential candidate showed Booker languishing in a tie for 5th place with 3%. 3%. Yeah, like I said, about as much chance as an octopus winning the Nobel Peace Prize, or maybe an octopus manning a spaceship to Mars. I don't know, but it's not a very good chance. All right, let's go back. There's more. There's more. There's always more. Okay, now let me see here. Can't remember what this is, but it must be something. Oh yes, Android creator Andy Rubin is accused of running a sex ring. Well, who isn't running a sex ring? Really? It seems like everyone. Seems like just about everybody in Hollywood is involved in some sex ring or another, or sex trafficking, or, you know, something. It's kind of the in thing to do, I guess. Andy Rubin has been accused of running a sex ring with at least one woman, unsealed court documents revealed Tuesday, well, one woman is not a sex ring. I'm just saying. Unsealed court documents revealed Tuesday, shedding new light on last year's New York Times report detailing a claim by Rubin's now ex-wife that the Android creator had been involved in ownership relations with multiple women. A woman identified in the court documents as M, wasn't me, would agree to perform various sex acts with multiple men, have it filmed for the enjoyment of Rubin and other men, and then would have sex with Rubin off camera, the complaint alleges. All right. Also, central to the complaint is the accusation that Rubin cheated his former wife out of a lot of money with a prenuptial agreement that didn't cover some of his personal wealth, and that may have been drafted by an attorney with a conflict of interest. Well, nothing surprises me, really. I'm sorry, I was just looking at this. Watch a diver swim right next to a 12-foot giant squid in Japan. No, thank you. I'll pass. So anyway, I'm not going to read into all that, but I did want you to know, you know, every time you look at your Android, I guess you can think of him, or not. Okay, what else do we have here? That is, okay, there's lots more stuff here, but, oh, yes. I want to save some of this for tomorrow because there's just too much here. There's a lot. But I did want to get to this. And my new name for Buttigieg is now Buttadrunk. Yes, that I've decided that that is his name. So he is now Pete Buttadrunk. Twitter brutalizes Pete Buttadrunk for drinking 40 ounces to pander to the black vote. How is that supposed to be pandering to the black vote? I don't know, but apparently he thinks he knows what he's doing, so hey. Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttadrunk is being slammed on Twitter for drinking out of a brown paper bag in public to try to pander to black people. How classy. And, you ever notice with him, it's like he's always telling people he's gay? Like always, constantly. It's like, I'm going to be the best presidential candidate because I'm gay. Seriously, he's always saying it. Constantly. Now he's drinking out of a brown paper bag. That should go a long way. How did anyone in his campaign think this would be a good idea? I'd like to know the same. Buttadrunk, a white gay man, is not polling well among black voters, the coveted voting bloc of any Democratic primary candidate. Apparently, he thought breaking the law and drinking in public would be the perfect way to relate to black voters. Yeah, this is both completely racist and totally humiliating. Yeah. Buttadrunk, the small-town South Bend, Indiana mayor who was christened as the media's golden child, appeared recently on the show De Seuss and Mero on Showtime drinking what appeared to be whiskey out of a brown paper bag. How classy. That's what I'd like for my president. Yeah, I'd like a president that is a drunk that drinks out of a paper bag. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. In the clip, Buttadrunk, and the host of the show openly acknowledged they are breaking the law. Joint that if Buttadrunk won the election, he could pardon them all. Yes, he could. Not really. Sure. I'm not really sure that's how that works. No, I'm not sure that's how it works either. But isn't he a classy fellow? And he does kind of look like the guy on the Mad magazine. He does. He really looks just like him. Nothing to see here, just butt drunk, pandering to blacks and breaking the law and drinking in public. Maybe if I do something illegal, blacks will think I'm one of them. Probably not. The Blaze TV White House correspondent. I'm surprised he didn't put, the black makeup on and then drink out of a paper bag in public. His judgment is that poor. I'm just saying. The Blaze's TV White House correspondent John Miller wrote on Twitter in response to the stunt. Nothing to see here, just Pete butt-drunk, pandering to blacks by breaking the law and drinking in public. Maybe if I do something illegal, blacks will think I'm one of them. Yeah, I think the blacks are a lot smarter than that. Yeah. Right. Maybe butt-drunk doesn't think so. Maybe he thinks that they're all stupid. They're not. There are stupid black people just like there's stupid white people. But, yeah. That would tick me off if I was black. I'm just saying. It would. Seriously. Okay. Pete Butterdrunk has entered the race for cringiest candidate 2020 by pandering to low-income voters by day and drinking 40 out of a paper bag. Things are getting interesting. Pocahontas is still in the lead, though, with Beto closely trailing her. Right. Poor Butterdrunk, drinking from the bottle with as much grace as he ate fried chicken with Reverend Sharpton a few weeks back. Oh my gosh, I missed that. Gentlemen, is the idea here that I just grasp the bottle and tip the alcohol directly into my mouth? Am I getting this right? No, Butterdrunk, you're not. Anyway. Yeah. This is honestly beyond sick and portrays the deep-seated racism most Democrat politicians truly have. What else do you expect from a party that relies on black people's communities to be ravaged with crime and substance abuse so they have something to promise, yet never actually fix? Democrats have no interest in appealing to the many hardworking, well-to-do black voters who are concerned about their communities and the influence of rap culture on their youth. No, they want welfare-dependent, victim-complex black voters who think it's cool to drink out of a brown bag in public. Who thinks that's cool? No one. That too. This comes after Butterdrunk, along with many other 2020 candidates, openly supported reparations for slavery. He's also not the only candidate. How about reparations for Indians? Yeah. What about that? I'm just saying. And of course, I'm only saying that because I am an Indian. Part. All right. He's... also not the only candidate being slammed on Twitter for using alcohol as part of their embarrassing pandering. Yes, remember Pocahontas and her saying, "You want a beer?" to her husband. Well, her husband comes in and she says, "Oh, look, you're here." It's like, yeah, that's his home. Why are you acting so surprised that your husband's in your own home? And then she asks him if he wants a beer, and then she slugs it out of the bottle, and it's like, oh my gosh, give me a break. And in the background, up on the shelf, is a little black, figurine. Yeah. Okay. So, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of Nexium fame recently celebrated Gay Pride Month at a gay bar over the weekend, sipping gingerly on a shot and pretending not to notice she is being filmed. She then raises her hand and squeals, "Gay rights," in a manner so awkward she makes Elizabeth Warren drinking a beer look natural. Well, let's look at this, because I haven't seen this. And I bet you want to see it too, don't you? I knew you did. Okay. Yeah, that looked totally natural. Wow, can't believe they captured this totally natural, organic moment, and during Pride Month, too. Gillibrand is running as the annoying straight woman at a gay bar. Yeah. Wow, can't believe... Okay, well, we just read that. So, oh, here he comes again. My gosh, I'm going to have to bring out the heavy artillery again. All right, well, that's enough of that. No, really, it is. And let's go back. No, seriously, let's. And, oh yes, we have to look at this. We have to look at this. Really. I'm going to force you all to look at this. No, I can't really do that. I mean, you guys can just, switch me off. It's not really fair, but you can. All right. Woke, brawny paper towels dumps buff men in pine forests and replaces packaging with butch women in flannel shirts. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't buy brawny paper towels, and now I certainly won't buy them. I kind of liked the men on the paper towels, nice looking brawny men. I liked that. They've ruined it for me now. I'm not going to be able to get these butchy women out of my head. So that's it for me. Strength has no gender. Who's your shiro? Yeah, right, Brawny. Brawny Paper Towels is the latest company to get woke and push the power of women in flannel shirts. Yeah, how many women wear flannel shirts? None. None. No women wear flannel shirts. Out are the burly men in pine forests, in butch, sullen women in flannel shirts. Yeah, they look like just the women to use paper towels. Or a whip. Here is the former package of brawny paper towels. Yes, now this guy looks like a guy I want in the kitchen cleaning. I'm just saying. These women scare me. Brawny strength has no gender. Also, brawny. Well, we better change hero to shiro so everybody knows we're talking about lady strength. Yeah. This brawny commercial really says we call women heroes, shiros, and strength has no gender in the same 30 seconds. Y'all missing the point of y'all own message. I can't. Anyway, there you go. I don't know what to say about that. So I'm not going to say anything at all. All right. Now let's go back and see what other trouble we can get into, because I'm quite certain we can get into some. All right, and we've got lots here, lots and lots, but let's go back up to this because I'm not sure what this is. I have forgotten. Oh yes. Whoa, pervert Jeffrey Epstein flew Clintons to Orgy Island. Robert Mueller was involved. Let them off. And let's look at this. Well, I don't even know where that is. Let me see. Let's click on this. Here it is. Gateway Pundit. Earlier, we found out that Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in New York for sex trafficking crimes of minors. We reported in November 2018 that the Miami Herald published an extensive report on Democratic donor and Clinton confidant Jeffrey Epstein's child sex allegations. Two police officers were willing to whisk their careers. Two police officers were willing to risk their careers to go after Epstein. They said they felt pressured by the state attorney to drop the investigation and downgrade it to a misdemeanor. But they continued their work, finding evidence that supported the girls' allegations, phone calls and messages like Tanya can't come at 7 p.m. tomorrow because she has soccer practice, and naked photographs of girls in Epstein's closet. Yeah. Epstein abused dozens, if not hundreds, of teen girls. It is well documented that former President Bill Clinton flew on convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. Oh, yes, he did. Many, many, many times. And Robert Mueller was FBI director when Epstein was given a lenient 13-month jail stint for his years of child sex abuse. Yeah, Mueller. Okay, if you can name it, it has likely taken place. The lavish private island off the coast of Puerto Rico, which boasts a beautifully landscaped, plush luxury estate, complete with its own helipad, privy only to certain members of the global elite, owned by Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy American financier and convicted sex offender. Little St. James Island appeared to be somewhat of a gathering place and its well-desired hangout among key figureheads, actors, and royalty to the likes of former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and even Prince Andrew. However, the people attending the lavish residence are likely are likely, okay, someone did not write this properly. However, the people attending the lavish residence are likely do not go there to discuss cutting-edge scientific and medical research, as the Epstein, the Six Foundation would like you to believe, but rather go there to experience full-on sexual encounters with underage girls as young as 14. That's right, just like a scene out of the Hollywood blockbuster film Eyes Wide Shut, starring Tom Cruise. From wild parties to prostitution, orgies, and even underage sex, Little St. James reportedly has it all and is seemingly a gathering point frequented by prominent jet setters, and it is all being exposed. The cat is out of the bag. Well, what was the cat doing in the bag in the first place? That's what I'd like to know. Back in 2005, police conducted an 11-month-long undercover investigation of Jeffrey Epstein and his estate after the mother of a 14-year-old girl went to police after suspecting her daughter was paid $300 for at least one sexual act on the island, in which she was ordered to strip, leaving on just her panties while giving Epstein a massage. Yeah. Although police found tons of photos of young women on the island and even interviewed eyewitnesses, Epstein was hit with a mere slap on the wrist after pleading to a single charge of prostitution. Epstein later served 13 months of his 18-month service in jail. Sentence, it should be in jail. In 2008, Epstein was hit again, this time with a $50 million civil suit after another victim, a woman, made a filing in a federal court claiming that she was recruited by Epstein to give him a massage, but was essentially forced into having sexual intercourse with him for $200, which was payable upon completion. Additionally, it is important to point out that Bill Clinton has been mentioned by the press often over the years, and not just for his controversial relationship with Monica Lewinsky, but rather his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, flight records indicate that old Billy Boy would frequent the island paradise around 2002 and 2005 era, while Hillary, Bill's wife, was a senator in New York. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. In November, we found out that corrupt Robert Mueller from the phony Russia collusion hoax was the head of the FBI, and Mueller was involved in the Epstein case. Well. The Epstein case was run out of D.C., and it appears that Epstein was an informant for Mueller's FBI, and we've looked at that previously. We looked at that previously, and there's nothing new here. But Mueller's FBI, again, didn't do its job in a high-level criminal case involving the Clintons. The girls Epstein molested were not even interviewed by the FBI. Yeah. And Epstein signs the non-prosecution agreement. Internal emails show the FBI agents still had not interviewed all the victims, and we have looked at that previously. It looks like Mueller and his deep state gang protected Jeffrey Epstein and gave him a pass for molesting children. They possibly did this to protect his guests at Orgy Island. Two of the guests were reportedly Bill and Hillary Clinton. Mueller gave Epstein a pass by pretending that the crimes of some Bear Stearns executives were greater than the crimes of a child molester. Who knows if the Bear Stearns execs even committed crimes? Epstein was basically freed, the Clintons were out of danger, and Mueller fixed some deep state crimes. Corrupt Mueller destroyed the FBI with years of corruption. This man in no way should be leading an investigation into anything on behalf of our great country. It's time to hold Mueller accountable. So, there you go. And I agree. Prosecute the deep state, Obama's deep state agents that have been working to undermine the Trump presidency from day one. We demand that the assault on his presidency be put to an end and everyone involved be brought to swift justice. The federal government serves the American people, not the political machinations of corrupt plutocrats. We sign our names here to make our voices heard, that we the people demand that our duly elected president, not the deep state, govern our country and protect our democracy. And this is something you can sign, and it is on teaparty.org. teaparty.org. And there's lots of interesting things on that website I found. So check it out. No, really, check it out. Now, is there anything else I need to cover tonight? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I do have, I can't remember what this is, but let me take a boo at it. just in case it's something you need to know now. All right, Mexican president does an end run around Soros. Soros bribed officials, all fired, and Mexico's unbribed National Guard taking over to stop all caravans to the USA. Okay, this is news to me. Mexican president does an end run around Soros. Okay, we just read that. Mexican president bans the federal police as a separate unit, and now they are just a part of the National Guard in Mexico who did not take Soros bribes. We are supposed to see real action now, like 0 illegal aliens getting through to the USA rather than just a supposed 30% reduction. So all those hundreds of thousands of Africans stuck in Panama will stay in there or be shipped back to Africa. I don't know if I believe that. Do you believe that? I don't know. The next wave, the largest illegal alien caravan from Africa, forming now in Panama, headed to the USA. The entire world's poor hundreds of thousands of migrants from around the globe moving through Panama. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I thought this was interesting. Says from Jim Stone, retired U.S. intel officer, Mexican president Obrador is disbanding the federal police force for not enforcing the migrant caravan ban. Obrador actually did give the order to shut the caravans down, but Soros bought off the federal police, paying them to not follow the president's orders. As a result, Obrador is going to rip away all their benefits, reduce their pay, and merge them with the National Guard, with the National Guard's leadership monitoring what they do. The National Guard is following orders, so Obrador is having them take over. The federal police are saying hell no and blocking roads and creating chaos, but it looks like Obrador has this in the bag. The once highly paid police force is now going to be sleeping in tents rather than posh hotels, and their pay is going to be cut enormously. I can understand why many people thought Obrador was causing the crisis, but I never thought he would, and was skeptical. Now that he has taken this action, the picture is clear. People ought not to be harsh with this president. A lot of propaganda has been spewed about him, but consider this. The American mainstream media hates him the same way they hate Trump, and the reason is because he's not an insider. Prediction: the border is going to become an abandoned zone. From the Mexican side, the migrant crisis will be over soon. Obrador is not corruptible. Well, let's hope there's some truth in this, really. Unlike Trump, who is being blocked at every turn and devoured by corrupt advisors, Obrador is a lot more able to get things done because the corrupt, as the MSM claims Mexico government is nowhere near as far gone as America's. Doing away with the federal police is on par with disbanding the CIA and FBI at once. Let's see Trump get away with doing that. Not a chance. 5 more years, if Obrador can get through it, Mexico is going to be a lot better country, not company. I don't know where that came from. Idiocracy, Trump's golfing bill has topped $1 million. Yeah, this is interesting as well because it's not true. I see this out there occasionally that Trump golfs a lot and there is a $100 million bill for it. Here's the truth about golf. Golf started out as a non-game excuse to get away from in the middle of nowhere where you could see everything around you, so you could then chat in private and know for sure no one was within earshot. This is why royalty did it. It was not a poor man's game. It was a thing of royalty and was used to discuss secrets in total confirmed privacy. The game had little meaning. It was an excuse to be out there talking. Trump likely does the same thing, but the punchline is Trump is golfing at his own resorts. There's no golf bill. So while he's out there chit-chatting away with whoever, the only bill is the Secret Service, which is a static fixed cost. You cannot take the budget for the Secret Service and claim it is Trump's golf bill. The Secret Service is simply in the budget. Trump's golf bill, $0. Secret Service bill, $100 million. That would be spent anyway. So, yeah, that is, I'm hearing that a lot lately, people complaining about his golf bill. He doesn't have a golf bill. He golfs at his own resorts. He doesn't pay to golf at his own resorts. So, yeah. And if he was golfing, and if he was paying to golf, he's not spending America's money to golf. He's a billionaire. I wish these people would actually think with their brains instead of just using their brains as a blunt object. Seriously. And I thought this was interesting too. Horror, illegal alien, now tied to possibly 750 murders. I'm going to look into that a little bit more and get back to you guys. But so there you go. I hope that's true. I really do. But again, I'm taking it from the Vote Great Awakening board. And all I can say is I really hope it's true. So I need to look into that a little bit more too, but I thought I would bring it to you, and I'm glad I did. So there. So anyway, I'm going to stop here now, and because it's 10:36 if you're on medication, and maybe you should be. All right, so that's it for tonight. I'm going to cut it off there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be probably a bit earlier tomorrow in getting it out to you, hopefully. So I'm going to try real hard anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow, and I don't know, I may have 2 shows for tomorrow, but I will at least have 1. So that's it for tonight. Stay safe, stay blessed, and come back and see me because I like chatting with you all. So hope you have a good night's sleep, and I'll talk to you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.